Okay, here's why I think that you should learn something called the Dual SWOT. And I think you should use it for every time where you're planning to change something or start something, a big initiative in your organization or in your team. Because here's the thing, every situation has something great and something that is not so great. And if we structure that, we can use one of the oldest strategy models around, the SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Usually, if we're looking at it, we're doing an analysis, we're looking at what are our strengths and weaknesses and what are the opportunities and threats around us. So, internal and external. What are our strengths and weaknesses with this situation? And what are the opportunities and threats with the surroundings that we have? So that's a SWOT analysis. The problem is, if you succeed with whatever thing you want to fix, then the new situation will also have a SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. So for example, if you're saying that, look, it's really, really terrible with all these hierarchies that we're having, we need to remove some of the hierarchies. Yeah, because you do a SWOT analysis and you realize that there are great opportunities if you are just, nimbler and fewer decision layers in the organization, and you really want that. But the problem is, if you remove layers, then in the future, when you have removed lots of layers, I promise you people will say that there are weaknesses with that and there are threats with that. So even if we succeed, then people in the future will say, well, it's kind of fuzzy who's in charge now. It was much better before when we had all these hierarchies, we knew exactly who to report to. Now it's kind of vague who's really in charge of stuff. That's a weakness with fewer levels of hierarchy. And I mean, everything has something good and something bad. But the sneaky thing is, if you start an initiative and you do a SWOT analysis of the current situation, and then you do a SWOT analysis of the desired situation, then you'll know exactly why people will resist change in the beginning and why some of the stuff people will start complaining about is actually signs of success. That yes, now we are reaching that. And you can preempt all of those complaints, all of those conversations by saying, we're going to move to that. And we'll know that we're getting there when people start finding, oh, it's not really clear who's responsible for these things, because that's a natural weakness of that future state that we still want. So a dual SWOT is a super potent strategy tool, a situation analysis of the current state and another analysis of the future state. And then use that raw material when you're crafting out your pitch.